Advisory services are offered through Creative Financial Designs Incorporated. A registered investment advisor, and securities are offered through CFD Investments Incorporated. A registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC. 2704 South Goyer Road, Kokomo, Indiana 46902. Phone number 765-453-9600. Neither CFD Investments Incorporated nor Creative Financial Designs Incorporated are associated with SmartVestor or the Dave Ramsey Organization. Neither SmartVestor nor the Dave Ramsey Organization recommend or make an endorsement for services under the SmartVestor program.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this Sunday afternoon on Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy from Diamond Financial Group, located right beside Poets on the Square, right there on Broad Street. Would love to talk to you. I had someone call this last week and literally said the words, I'm really looking for some of the financial piece that you talk about on your show. Was able to meet with them immediately, get them set up on a plan, first to start budgeting, then to get their $1,000 in the bank, which they're going to be able to do very quickly, very aggressively, and then to knock out some debt. And they have a pretty serious pile of various odds and end debts that they have, and we're setting them up on a debt snowball so that they can tackle that smallest debt and roll that money over to the next largest and the next largest and the next largest. And I truly believe with their income and with how aggressive they're wanting to be and how emotionally excited that they are, and with me holding them accountable, that they're going to be completely out of debt except for their mortgage within maybe 6 to 9 months, which is going to be phenomenal. And we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars of debt that they're going to knock out. They're going to then tackle building up their emergency fund to a fully funded emergency fund, and which is 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. And then they're going to start investing, and they are continuing to invest in their 401ks at work in the meantime, but they're going to get up to that 15% of their income in invested assets that I and Dave Ramsey recommend on a regular basis, making sure that you're first meeting the match on your 401k, and then secondly, maxing out your Roth IRAs, and just really excited. It was a very encouraging call, and it was a confirmation, really. Just God gave me an opportunity to pray over them, and God gave me the opportunity to really feel like I'm making a difference with what I'm doing on Money in Motion. With you all listening, I would encourage you to invite others to listen every Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock to Money in Motion. If you want to listen to any of my past shows, you can go to moneyinmotionradio.com. We put all the shows into a YouTube format with a still image, but you can listen to the recording of Money in Motion right there on moneyinmotionradio.com. Of course, please tune in, and if you get a chance to thank any of my sponsors, this show would not be possible without the sponsors that I have. I will be bringing on new sponsors starting in September, and those will last September, October, November. I know Poets is coming back on as a sponsor starting in September, so I encourage you to get a good cup of coffee and then walk 2 doors down. And do want to welcome my new neighbors that should be maybe moving in this week. They've been building out the space right next door to mine. In fact, we share the same main entryway, and then there's like an airlock, and they go to the right for the Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union. They do some things that I don't necessarily agree with, and that's all those loans. But they do mortgages, and I don't have a hard time with that as long as you're doing it smart, that you have a 20% down payment at least, and you get it paid off as quickly as possible. They do those car loans that we don't necessarily encourage, but hopefully you can get a really good mortgage from them, and I'm going to be inviting them on my show here in a week or two to introduce you all to the Upper Cumberland Federal Credit Union and let you know what all services they provide to you. But today I have a couple of guests that are here, and I'm actually going to let them introduce themselves. But I'll start with a really good friend of mine. We went through a event which a lot of you out there are familiar with, called the Emmaus Walk, or the Walk to Emmaus. And it is a 3-day Christian event that is loosely tied to Jesus, when he ascended, was walking to the city of Emmaus, came up on a couple of guys that were actually talking about him. They didn't really know him or recognize him, but on this road, on this walk, they developed a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's what the Walk to Emmaus event that takes place up in Livingston does. And there's 2 men's walks a year. It's the first weekend typically in September, and then in March. I did it in that order because the next one coming up is in September, coming up here real quick. And then so in the spring and the fall, every year there's 2 men's walks, and then there's 3 women's walks per year. Spring, summer, and fall, which are typically all the 3rd weekend in March, July, and September, if I got those dates right. Does that sound right, guys?
Sounds right.
So Caleb, you were actually at my table at the last Emmaus Walk, and we got to know each other, become really good friends. There was an arm wrestling match that we won't talk about because Caleb is sore about it.
Real sore.
But Caleb is an extremely strong younger man, and I had to school him a little bit. But no, Caleb is my brother in Christ, and someone that I've gotten to know really well and talk to him. So Caleb, just tell me a little bit what you've been up to.
Well, ever since our Emmaus Walk, I've gotten a new job. So I've been diving headfirst into that and putting a lot of effort into that. And then I joined a new church and have been training to be on their worship team.
Sweet.
Actually, this next Sunday. After this show, I will be actually playing on stage for the first time.
And you play?
Lead guitar.
Lead guitar. That's outstanding. How cool is that?
Very excited.
I play a little bit of bass. I'm a trombone guy, and I actually do play drums in my church praise band.
That's right. I remember talking about that at our table.
Or at least I kind of try to play the drums. And so, 7 weeks ago now, almost 8 weeks, tomorrow will be 8 weeks that I had complete rotator cuff surgery. So I'm still up there with one, I feel like I'm, Def Leppard's lead drummer with one hand up there drumming, but sound nothing like him, just for the record. Okay, moving on. So who are you working for, Caleb?
I'm working for a company in Livingston called Tucker Farms.
Tucker Farms.
Tucker Farms.
Cool.
Yeah, we are a excavation and land clearing service.
Okay.
And we service all of the Upper Cumberland, so not just Livingston. We do Cookeville, Hillham, Turkeytown, Sparta, all over.
Okay. That is awesome. And so here with us, I want you to go ahead and introduce the guy that you brought with you.
Well, yeah, this is the business owner.
This is Benton Tucker, and I'm actually one of the partners of Tucker Farms LLC. My wife, Nicole, is the other partner in our business, and we've been in business now for about 3 years. We started in May of 2015, so actually a little bit over 3 years. And we started out right out of Rickman, Tennessee, the large town of Rickman.
Yep.
And and since then we've migrated our office facility where we operate out of in Livingston at the industrial park on the Hillham Highway side.
Gotcha. Is where you're located right now.
That's where we're located right now.
Perfect. Well, we're going to be back here in just a moment. We're going to take a break to pay the bills and let you hear from some of my sponsors. Again, I encourage you to reach out to them, let you know that you heard their name mentioned on Money in Motion Radio. That's what allows me to keep the show going. But I want to thank everybody for listening to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, and you've been listening to News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub. Hi, everybody. This is Jason Murphy, your host on Money in Motion, right here on News Talk 1077 and 1400 The Hub. And I'm excited to introduce a sponsor that is an amazing friend of mine, Dr. Ken Schmidt-Motson and Pam from Cookeville Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, located right there beside the Justice Center and beside where J.J. Jack's used to be. A lot of you are familiar with that area. And I have to tell you that I have seen Dr. Ken and Pam going back for 28 years. They are good personal friends of mine, but the services that they offer there are amazing. Dr. Ken is one of the best chiropractors that I know, and I have seen him over and over for neck pain, for back pain, for issues with my hips, where I've had car crashes and different things that have taken place in my life, and he's always been able to get me straightened out and back active the way I like to be with my boys, going climbing and hiking and running and playing. So I encourage you to stop by and see Dr. Ken if you have any issues with your spine, with your neck, back, legs. He can check you out and get you taken care of. Now, Pam is an amazing physical therapist. I can tell you, I just had knee surgery just a month ago, and I've already completed the turkey trot this past November, which was amazing that I was able just a few weeks after knee surgery, and Pam was able to help me get rehabilitated extremely quickly to get back out there and lead the active life that I enjoy. Also, they have a new nutritional program that is amazing to help you get in the right physical shape that you need to. If you're trying to lose weight, if you're just trying to get healthier, but you're not sure what type of nutrients your body needs, they can take care of all those needs right there at Cookeville Chiropractic and Physical Therapy, located right there beside the Justice Center in Cookeville.
Congratulations, you found a home for sale that interests you on the internet.
Is it really as great as you think it is?
Is the asking price in line with the current market values?
Will owning this home allow you to continue enjoying life as you know it?
Are there more homes in the area you may like better? To unlock the mystery of home buying, you need a professional realtor. You need the Wilson team at the Realty Firm. Our experienced and highly trained team of realtors will take the guesswork out for you.
Buying a home is a process, and the Wilson team at the Realty Firm will walk with you every step of the way, making your needs our top priority.
The only house we want to help you buy is the one you can be proud of.
The one you can call home knowing you took every step to ensure it will bring joy to you and your family for years to come.
Call Darren Wilson at the Realty Firm at 931-520-7750 or find them at www.therealtyfirmagent.com. The Wilson team will put you on the path to owning the right home for you.
Just over 11 years ago, my wife and I went on our first date. We ended the evening by going to a little coffee shop here in Cookeville, just catty corner of the courthouse, named Poets. We sat down and enjoyed an amazing cup of coffee. We enjoyed the company with each other, getting to know each other. That ended up leading to us being married less than 6 months later and having been married for the last 10 years. It all started at Poets, right there, catty corner of the courthouse. For one of the best cups of coffee in Cookeville, I highly encourage you to stop by Poets on the Square or their other location on the north end of South Jefferson Avenue. Poets Coffee, a great place to take your next date or just enjoy a cup of coffee. Welcome back to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub. Stop by and see me there at Diamond Financial Group, located right beside the Square and right beside Poets on the Square. And I'd be glad to help you all in any capacity that I can. I am here with Caleb, and I'm here with Benton Tucker of Tucker Farms. And Benton, I just wanted to kind of go a little bit more into the business dynamic and just really start with, and I have several other questions for you, but what are some of the services that you provide, and what's your typical customer? Who are you looking for as a client? And so, yeah, go for it.
We provide land clearing and excavation services, and we focus more on our land clearing side at Tucker Farms. And one of our main services is called Forestry Mulching, and that's the removing of underbrush instead of the old traditional way where we bring in a bulldozer and we push it in a pile.
Right.
We bring in this machine that has a big chipper on the front of it, and it basically chips it and turns it into mulch. It puts it directly over the topsoil,
right,
as you would say, and it actually helps guard from erosion, and it does not create a bunch of big burn piles
right,
for you to have to deal with. So that's been one of our most popular services over the past 2 years as we've gotten into that venture. Of course, there's still the traditional where we come in and we doze off the lot, take the trees down. The people that hire us are people that are building homes, of course,
right,
that are clearing out a site to put their new home at. We're seeing the population increase in the Upper Cumberland right now. It's just so tremendous with people moving in here.
Yes.
Of course, industries are moving in here. So commercial site excavation is huge for us. Also, people that are creating their lake views on Center Hill Lake and Del Hollow Lake from existing homes that are there, and they just want a view of maybe of that mountainside or that lake view.
Right, right.
That's primarily the clientele and the services that we provide
okay.
at Tucker Farms.
So how long have you been doing this, Benton?
We've been in business now since May of 2015, and our focus in land clearing has been from the very start.
Okay, so this wasn't an existing business that you took over from a dad or a grandfather or anything like that?
No, me and my wife planted this business in 2015. I actually worked. I was employed in the oil and gas industry in the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
In deepwater drilling. I worked for a large drilling contractor firm out of Houston, Texas, for about 12 years, from the age that I was 23 on up. And actually on into when we started this business, I was still employed working with them.
Wow, how cool is that? Yeah, I just saw the movie, by the way, with Mark Wahlberg. I'm sure you know all about it. What was the name of it?
Deepwater Horizon.
Yeah, So that's what you did.
Yep.
You
actually worked for that company for
no way
for many years. I didn't work on the Deepwater Horizon because I am here to talk about it.
Yeah, praise God. Right.
And we won't go into that because that's a whole another spill. But I did work for Transocean, which was the owner of that vessel.
Wow.
And then I swapped to a competitor of theirs called Seadrill, which they're all Norwegian-based companies that operate out of Houston, Texas. Okay.
Wow. Outstanding. So what made you decide to have this entrepreneurial spirit and start your own business? I mean, how did that, and just tell me that story. It's got to be awesome.
So when we first thought about planning the business, we had moved to this area in 2013, and me and my wife, we kind of looked around and we noticed that there wasn't many people in this line of work that did much marketing. There wasn't many people in this line of work that you could find unless you happened to know someone who knew them.
Right.
And
everybody at that point just had the bulldozer, and they were just pushing everything over and setting big fires. And right.
That's right. Yep. And there's plenty of hometown people that are in business that are great at what they do.
Right.
They're just hard to find, especially when you're a plant that's coming in. You're an implant like I am, and you're coming in and you don't know anyone. So we seen a niche in the market, and at the same time, right as we started talking about this, we seen the price of oil going down, which we knew would eventually reflect in the job that I had working in the oil industry.
Right.
So we had to start planning for a potential layoff in case oil actually climbed back up, and it didn't. Through 2016,
right.
And I did wind up losing my job in 2016. So that's actually what prompted us to start this business.
Okay, outstanding. And so as a business owner, do you guys have at Tucker Farms kind of a mission statement or philosophy?
Yep, we have a mission statement, and the services that we provide today reflect the outcome of the community and the service tomorrow.
I'm going to have you repeat that because that's profound. Go ahead. Do that one more time.
The service that we provide today reflects the community and the service that we provide tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
And that we provide it for.
Right. Yeah, that is awesome. So, obviously, Benton, I know you from an amazing Christian organization. Tell me a little bit about your faith, if you will.
So, I've been a Christian since actually 11 years old. That would have been... I was born in 1982, so that would actually be 1993. And doesn't mean I've always lived my life for Christ. But when I moved to the Upper Cumberland in 2013, I was in a state of my life where I was actually running from God and what God was calling me to.
Right.
And I moved to the Upper Cumberland, to Livingston and Cookeville region, because I felt that God was calling me here, that he was actually calling me here to change my life, and he truly has.
Yeah, that's
I
awesome.
can honestly say it, and this could go on and on of how I could talk about his greatness and his goodness, and there's been many challenges. Just because you start a business doesn't mean that it's going to go perfect. So we've had our challenges along the way, and I have had some great learning experience, and I don't regret any of it.
And brother, I can so totally relate to that as a business owner myself, and kind of, I'm responsible for me and me alone. I don't really answer to anyone. I have a business partner, and I have a mentor that brought me into the business as a succession plan, but he is not my boss. He doesn't want to be my boss. And so, I mean, it could be weeks at a time before we even talk, and it's typically me reaching out to him to ask some advice about a particular client, or but it's been 4 official years that I've been fully licensed to do everything that I do now, but I started 5 years ago in this industry, and it's taken literally to this year for me to really feel my business taking off. I mean, I think you're on a little faster pace than I am, but maybe a little bit faster pace. But it'll come with time, and I'm just going to encourage you from someone that is slightly on the other side of that hill that man, it's just going to get better, and you just got to have faith and keep moving forward. But Benton, it is awesome to have you on here, and we're not done with you yet, but we do have to take one more break. We're going to come back, and we'll have 8 more minutes to talk to Caleb and to Benton to get to know them a little bit more, and so that you can know the resource that you have in Tucker Farms here in the Upper Cumberland that is just another example of another small, amazing business that is making this area of the world amazing. We are growing like crazy, and we need the services and people of faith to continue to make this community grow and be strong. So I thank everybody for listening to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Protecting your home or business is important to you. That's why you might invest in an advanced security system or make sure you have the strongest locks on the market. But what are you doing about the sun? That big yellow ball of fire is shooting UV rays through your windows that can fade furniture and increase your energy costs. Fortunately, the Window Tint Company in Cookeville can provide you with a championship-level solution, offering multiple lines of window film for any need. The Window Tint Company is the Upper Cumberland's expert when it comes to protecting your home or business from blinding glare or damaging UV rays. And you'll still be able to admire those beautiful Middle Tennessee sunrises and sunsets. When you're ready to protect your home or business from the sun, give Jason and Susie with the Window Tint Company a call at 931-510-0830. That's 931-510-0830. Visit CookevilleWindowTintCompany.com to learn more or request an estimate.
Hey, this is Jason Murphy from Money in Motion. Let me talk to you a little bit about my good friend Joey Smith of Smith's Insulation. Did you know that Smith's Insulation has been around since 1977? They provide insulation for new construction and on existing homes. They are certified by the TVA as a weatherization contractor. That means that you could actually get a rebate for improving the efficiency of your home. I greatly encourage you to call Smith's Insulation for all your insulation needs, whether it be for commercial builds or new or existing residential. I have used Smith's Insulation for both and can tell you that I was extremely pleased with the service, the quality, and the energy efficiency they provided. To find out more information about Smith Insulation, go to smithinsulationtn.net. That's smithinsulationtennessee.net.
646-5519. Those numbers may not mean a whole lot to you right now, but you're going to want to write this number down. My name is Jennifer. My husband and I, we're frugal people. While we like to get a lot of value for our money, to say the least, we stretch every dollar. So last year, we decided that we wanted to refinance a mortgage on our house. We did our research, and that's when I met Barbara Steebing. Her official title is loan officer. She's not just thorough, not just thoughtful. She actually anticipated my family's needs throughout the whole process of the refinance. And trust me, folks, when I say they were tricky needs. She was just amazing. Can't say enough about it. By the time the process was over, I called her my friend. You can be friends with Barbara. All you need to do is go to Willow Avenue in Cookeville next to Jackson Plaza and go into First Volunteer Bank and tell my friend Barbara Steebing that you're there to save money, and she will do it for you. The number is 646-5519. So stop by First Volunteer Bank and see Barbara Steebing.
Member FDIC insured and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub, right there located at Diamond Financial Group beside Poets on the Square next to the courthouse, right on Broad Street. Stop by and see me or call. The number there at my office is 646-4090. Again, that's 646-4090. You can Google us, Cookeville Diamond Financial Group or Diamond Financial Group in Cookeville. And if you want to listen to any prior shows, you can go to moneyinmotionradio.com and hear some of the things and the other entrepreneurs that we have had on, business owners, and there's been a plethora of them over the last 14 months that I've been doing this, going into month number 15. That's kind of crazy when I look back and how God has blessed me through this radio show. And I want to thank all my listeners out there. If you need some help getting out of debt, setting up a budget, building an emergency fund, or starting to invest or protecting your invested assets that you have already in a 401k, or if you need to set up a 401k or a simple IRA or a SEP IRA, if you're self-employed and have 1099 income, there's some amazing tools and tax advantages that you could be utilizing that you might not be. So if you need, if you have questions or want help on any of those topics, please reach out to me. And but we're going to move over to Caleb a little bit and talk to him. And so, Caleb, you are the marketing and social media manager for Tucker Farms.
That's right.
When did they bring you on?
Actually, right after, it wasn't long after our Emmaus walk. I'd say it was right at about a month after our Emmaus walk.
Okay, so we're looking like April time frame. Yeah. So you've been there April, May, June, July, August, about 4 months or so. And how's it going?
It's going fantastic. I mean, I have skipped around from job to job a lot in my life.
Okay.
Being young, and for the first time, I actually enjoy what I do. On a daily basis. You know, I look
feel
forward
like
to
you
Mondays.
may actually have the beginning of a career,
Yeah,
not just another job.
Exactly.
And that's a huge difference. And Caleb, to me, being part of something like Tucker Farms, you're helping something grow. You're helping build a business, and you're almost more of like a semi-entrepreneur in helping them grow their business, especially in the marketing and social media arena, and get the word out and what you guys are doing. So, Ben, I'm going to put you on the spot and just ask you, and I know Caleb's sitting right here, but let him have it. But are you seeing a difference already? I mean, it's only been 4 months, and it does take time to develop a marketing plan and put that into action. But are you seeing some results?
Yep. I'm going to be truthfully honest right here that since we brought on Caleb dealing with our marketing and focusing with a true marketing strategy, we have turned our business from a $12,000 a month business to nearly a $40,000 a month business.
Wow.
And I'm talking about the gross, not the net, of course.
Of course, right.
But that's how tremendous marketing has changed our business. And up until that point, we were a business without a marketing plan,
right?
Which was not good. Now I've learned that.
Yes, absolutely. And so what I'm seeing is a big pay raise in Caleb's feet. Okay, right. Just put. Can I get a witness? Okay, so moving on. So Caleb, do you have a background in marketing? Do you have a degree, or how did you get involved in marketing, and how do you know what you're doing?
Well, honestly, in ninth grade, I dropped out of high school. So I went and got my GED.
Okay.
I tried college, and it just didn't work for me. I went for half a semester and realized it was not my thing. So I wanted to learn something at my own pace. I wanted to teach myself. So I actually just spent time online reading through articles, YouTube, Google, finding what I could learn about marketing, about video production, about editing photos, taking photos, just the whole creative aspect of it,
right? And
taught myself. For a little while, I worked, in things like sales and different jobs, and I picked up bits and pieces from those jobs.
Okay. And
how those companies marketed themselves.
Right.
So I've just kind of combined all of that, and I guess you could say put my own marketing plan together.
Right. And guys, we are living in the age of information.
Absolutely.
In the age of communication. Mm-hmm. And there's so many different resources that are available. If you're tenacious and you have that spirit of wanting to learn, there is nothing you can't learn on YouTube. And I'm pretty much being honest here, that you could learn at a university. Now, you're not going to get the shiny piece of paper, but if you show results out there in the business world, you're going to be recognized for it. And I mean, there's some corporations that won't hire you without the piece of paper, but there's a lot of good you can do, and you can make it really big in this world without working for those quote unquote corporations that require those pieces of paper, what have you.
That's right.
And so I'm proud of you, Caleb, and that's awesome how you're moving forward. I encourage you to continue to self-teach or self-learn, to go out there and continue self-improvement is what I'm saying, by reading, by YouTube, by the web, and using those resources that are available. So I think I might already know the answer to this, but how did you meet Benton?
So we met at the Walk to Emmaus back in March. We weren't at the same table, but we were just in between music and things like that, and had a quick friendship, and we kept in touch. And God had laid it on Benton's heart there a few weeks after our Mass and said, "Hey, you know, I'd like to talk to you about a business opportunity."
Wow!
And so we talked, and we prayed for about a 2-week span.
Yep.
And after that 2 weeks, I got a call saying, "Hey, you know, I want to offer you the job. When can you start?"
That is outstanding. That is super awesome. So, well, guys, we still have a little bit more time, and I'm just trying to read through. I had some questions written down, and you guys have those in front of you. So I'm going to ask you to help me just kind of look through. Is there anything, and we only have a couple of minutes left, so is there anything that's left on your heart, whether it's one of those questions or not, that you want to share? Benton?
There was a question on here about what led us to get started in our own business as an entrepreneur even. And no doubt, we've already talked about my oil and gas career and the potential layoff with that. But more than anything that goes with money in motion, you know, what allows you to become an entrepreneur is having extra cash.
Okay.
And I think that's something that definitely goes along with your business and what you teach and preach through your business. And because of financial planning and because of actually having extra cash in my corporate job that I had before this business, that allowed us to start this business and fund it. Because anyone knows you don't start a business without some kind of cash. You've got to have capital or cash to get anything started. And I mean, and just always know that things can go wrong along the way. And we have faced many challenges, from equipment breakdowns let's just face it, we deal in a business with people, and people aren't perfect. We're not perfect as business owners. So anytime you deal with those aspects, you're going to have some failures along the way. You're going to have some trials. So you have to plan financially to overcome those, because sometimes it might be a large trial. Sometimes it might be something small you can brush off very quickly and very easily. But everyone always says if you make it past 5 years, you've made it. I don't look at it as that you ever make it in business.
Right.
Every day is a new challenge, and you have to continually plan financially for those challenges as they come.
Absolutely. And so having that emergency fund, having that cash on hand, starting a business, if you decide to do that, starting a business with cash is always better than starting it in the hole, in debt. And then a lot of people start trying to dig themselves out of a hole. And if you think about that, from a physics standpoint, it's not quite possible to dig out of a hole. You got to at some point start climbing or have a hand up and start doing things smart. So guys, we're out of time for the day. Would love to have you back on sometime in the future, and we will definitely talk about maybe you helping out with sponsoring Money in Motion and letting people continue to hear about Tucker Farms and what they can do. There's a lot of building going on, and we need even more. There's so many people moving into this area, and so reach out to Tucker Farms. How can people get a hold of you real quick? Just whoever wants to answer that question.
Well, you can reach us by phone at 931-260-1178. Or you can find us on Facebook at Tucker Farms LLC.
Okay, and, Tucker Farms LLC.
Instagram and Twitter are the same, Tucker Farms LLC.
Perfect. So if you forget any of that information, or you want to know how you can get a hold of Benton or Caleb, I have their numbers, so just reach out to me through the radio station, through Diamond Financial Group, or call me directly, and we will hook you up with that information. Thank you everybody for listening. I pray God's abundant blessings over everyone that is listening, and encourage you to spread the word about Money in Motion, and just God go with you throughout this day. I thank you again for listening to Money in Motion. I'm your host, Jason Murphy, right here on News Talk 107.7 and 1400 The Hub.
Advisory services are offered through Creative Financial Designs Incorporated. A registered investment advisor, and securities are offered through CFD Investments Incorporated. A registered broker-dealer, member FINRA and SIPC. 2704 South Goyer Road, Kokomo, Indiana 46902. Phone number 765-453-9600. Neither CFD Investments Incorporated nor Creative Financial Designs Incorporated are associated with SmartVestor or the Dave Ramsey Organization. Neither SmartVestor nor the Dave Ramsey Organization recommend or make an endorsement for services under the SmartVestor program.